The last order at McDonald's. Heavy rain crashed against the windows of the old McDonald's beside Route 16. Thunder echoed across the empty highway while the giant yellow sign outside flickered on and off in the darkness. Inside the restaurant, Ethan Miller wiped down the counters while trying not to look at the clock. 11:47 p.m. Ethan hated working night shifts. The place felt wrong after midnight. Too quiet, too cold. Even the regular customers avoided it at night. Before leaving earlier that evening, the manager had stopped near the door and said something strange. "If you hear the kitchen speaker announce Order 66, he paused nervously. Don't answer it." Ethan laughed awkwardly. "What's Order 66? But the manager only grabbed his coat and walked out into the storm without replying. Now Ethan stood alone in the empty restaurant, trying to ignore the uneasy feeling growing in his chest. Then the front door slowly opened. A freezing gust of wind swept through the building. A tall man wearing a black hoodie stepped inside. Water dripped from his clothes onto the floor as he silently walked to the farthest booth in the corner and sat down. His face remained hidden beneath the hood. Ethan waited for the man to come place an order, but he never moved. 30 minutes passed, then an hour. The customer simply sat there motionless, staring toward the counter. Finally, Ethan forced himself to walk over. "Sir, can I get you something?" Slowly, the man lifted one pale hand and pointed toward the kitchen. Then, in a deep, cracked whisper, he spoke, "Order 66. A chill ran through Ethan's body. "There's no Order 66, he replied nervously. The man lowered his head again and said nothing else. At exactly midnight, every light in the restaurant flickered violently. The kitchen speaker suddenly crackled to life. "Order number 66, ready." Ethan spun around in shock. The order screen was completely blank. No customers, no orders, nothing. Then the speaker repeated itself louder. "Order number 66, ready." The freezer door slammed shut by itself. Ethan jumped and looked back toward the corner booth. Empty. The hooded man had disappeared, but the chair still rocked gently back and forth. Panicking, Ethan grabbed his phone and called the manager. The manager answered immediately. "You heard it, didn't you?" he whispered. "What the hell is happening?" Ethan shouted. For several seconds, the manager stayed silent before finally speaking. 5 years ago, an employee named Daniel Harper got trapped inside the freezer during a night shift. The lock jammed, and nobody found him until morning. Ethan felt sick. They say before he died, he kept trying to finish his last order, Order 66. Lightning flashed outside the windows. The manager's voice shook. "Every year on the anniversary of his death, the system activates by itself." A loud scratching sound suddenly echoed from the kitchen. Scratch! Scratch! Ethan turned slowly toward the freezer. "Listen to me carefully," the manager said urgently. "Do not open that freezer door." The call disconnected. The restaurant went completely silent. Then came a whisper from inside the freezer. "Help me." Ethan backed away, breathing heavily. "It's cold." The scratching grew louder and more violent. Scratch. The freezer door slowly creaked open on its own. Freezing mist poured across the floor. Standing inside the darkness was the hooded man, but now Ethan could finally see his face. Frozen pale skin, lifeless white eyes, blood-covered McDonald's uniform, and hanging from his neck, an old employee badge, Daniel Harper night shift. Ethan's legs gave out beneath him. Daniel tilted his head unnaturally and whispered, "Is my order ready now?" The lights exploded overhead. Everything went black. The next morning, police arrived after reports that the restaurant never opened. The building was empty. Ethan Miller had vanished without a trace. The only thing left behind was a fresh receipt sitting on the counter. Order number 66, 1 large fries, 1 Coke. And at the bottom, written in dark red letters, "Now I'm not alone."